Note to self, never sell your soul to an asshole. John Wick Chapter 2, released in 2017 and is directed by Chad Stahelski, who's also directed such films like John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, and John Wick Chapter 4. And this movie is starring Keanu Reeves, Common, Ricardo Scamarcio, Ruby Rose, Lance Reddick, Peter Stormare, Bridget Monahan, Franco Nero, John Leguizamo, Ian McShane, and Lawrence Fishburne. I forgot that Morpheus and Neo had a little reunion in this movie. It's just so good. John Wick Chapter 2 begins with John Wick's quest to recapture his missing Mustang. And after recapturing it from a couple of Russians, John is visited by Santonio D'Antonio, who reminds John that he owns the mark on him to make him do whatever he wants. So Santonio tells John Wick to kill his sister, that way Santonio has a free path to his seat at the high table. So John needs to go through killing this woman, but of course after he does, he's gonna take out Santonio for making him do the bad thing, and his whole life just keeps snowballing out of control, even though all he wants to do is just retire, damn it. I think that's the thing that is so great about the John Wick movies, is that he's such a badass and he's such a hardcore assassin that he takes out everybody, but all he wants is just that peace. And everyone keeps asking him in this movie, is there any peace or a possibility of any peace for John Wick? And the answer to that is just no. The man has seen too much and has been through too much shit to be able to obtain peace, or hell, even deserve peace. He did deserve peace when he found that woman and he had that puppy from the first movie, but all of that was taken away from him. So you take that away, and then we keep getting John Wick movies, so I'm entertained. I'm happy. I remember watching this movie for the first time in the theaters. When we get to that climax, that final thing that John Wick does, I remember my mouth just dropping. I was in shock that he would actually do that. Because they build up this world and the consequences and all the rules so much in this movie that when those rules, those specific rules are broken, you go, oh no, shit's gonna go down. And of course that leads into Chapter 3, which I've already reviewed, I believe last year or the year prior to that. So leading up to the release of John 4 this weekend, I covered John Wick previously. Now I'm covering John Wick Chapter 2, and I'm happy. I love this movie so much. I love this franchise so much. This movie does a great job of escalating all of the action and all the set pieces. We go outside the country. We go to Italy here, where they have continentals all over the globe that apparently John Wick is just known at every single one of them. That's how much of a badass he is. International badass, I mean. And the amazing tailors that are at the Continentals that are making all of these just gorgeous black suits for him, but the inner lining is the Kevlar and all the bulletproof vests and everything. It makes so much more sense why he's wearing a suit all the time. Of course, it's body armor. That's what it is. They did fix the puppy killing problem, though, that I had with the first one. Of course, in the first one, we had that brutal murder of the puppy that is just so freaking hard to deal with and watch, but then at the end of the first John Wick, he gets that new little bulldog and goes off into the sunset with him. Here, when he goes to the Continental, he gives him to the host, and he takes him into his home, so the puppy is safe, and he's just off screen for the rest of the movie. But I'm happy. I'm able to sit back in my chair knowing that, okay, the dog is okay, therefore I'm okay, I'm happy, we can move on with the story. And the action set pieces are badass, where he's going through all the catacombs and how he's planning out his escape and how he's taking out everybody. All of his fight scenes with Common. Common is someone that I'm like, I don't really care when he ever shows up in films because he's kind of just bland and boring, but he matches the badassery that John Wick has in this movie, and they're both great. They're both trying to take each other out in a public subway, and they're not trying to like cause a panic, so they're just kind of looking up at each other and just like very silently trying to shoot each other with their silencer pistols. Those are awesome beats. Those are awesome moments. I love that. I'm not sure if I'm buying that there are so many people involved in this society and are assassins who get the little text messages whenever someone is excommunicado, as Ian McShane would say. Really, if you can get Ian McShane to be the voice of anything in any of your movies, you've already succeeded. Ian McShane has one of the greatest voices ever, so just hearing him deliver any dialogue, he could be saying anything. I don't care. It just sounds so freaking badass coming from him. But like I said, I'm not sure that I'm buying that there are so many assassins just roaming around in New York City, and then they're all getting the little text messages. Not sure I get that. But from what I remember, it does lead to some amazing fight sequences in Chapter 3. I also have to give a shout out to Ruby Rose in here. I don't think of her as a stunt woman or someone that does fight choreography, but she matches toe-to-toe with Keanu Reeves here, and she's pretty badass. Not to mention that she is beautiful and gorgeous as all hell. That androgyny stuff, my god, it is sexy as fuck. John Wick Chapter 2, I think, is a worthy sequel to the first John Wick. I think John Wick is superior just slightly to this one, just because it's new, it's fresh, it's establishing the world. But John Wick Chapter 2, I think, is great at world building. It's what this franchise is known for, just giving the audience little tiny teases and tastes of what's to come for a future movie if it gets greenlit. I dig it. I dig Chapter 2. I dig this franchise. I'm excited for Chapter 4 this weekend. Hopefully they keep making Chapter 5 and 6 and 7, 10, 20, 30. Hopefully Keanu Reeves is around for the next 100 years and he can do 100 John Wick movies. I'm gonna give John Wick Chapter 2 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
So guys, have you seen John Wick Chapter 2? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you'll know the next time I'm released next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.